Steve Tober with Coach John Jacob of West Orange High School heads this Essex Passing League in its 4th year at West Orange. And Jakes, it's really been a successful adventure here, an invention in progressing and burgeoning the 7-on-7.
Yeah, we expanded this year to some more teams. We're happy to get like a power like St. Peter's here, and competitive schools around the county like Cedar Grove, and it's good. It's a no-nonsense league, not here for championships or trophies, just here to get better. I think all the coaches share the same philosophy.
And I think I was talking to Lance Raymer at MKA, and he's even happy to be up here with the big boys here and be exposed to some really a nice chance to develop camaraderie and competition at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was one of the purposes of the league from the start. I think it's a mission we're definitely fulfilling.
And what about West Orange 2010, the SEC? We saw Marion Bell over there a moment ago from East Orange, but I guess Seton Hall considered pretty much a prohibitive favorite on paper. But Irvington is here in the 7-on-7, very good. How are you guys going to be?
I think we're going to be tough. Last year I think we ended up finishing 3rd in standings in the SEC, which is a great conference. You talk about teams like East Orange, teams like Irvington, like Seton Hall. I don't think there's really a break any week. I think I think it's a well-coached conference, and it's a conference loaded with athletes. So I think every week you're going to be in for it.
And you got the 9-game schedule back this year, and the last year you only had the 8 games.
Yeah, we did. We were able to. We were pretty thankful to actually end up picking up Union City week 2, and we ended up picking up West Morris week 1 because of the realignment that had taken place with Lakeland and those teams up there. In that other Tri-County conference.
That's a great Morris-Essex season opener. West Morris is a tremendous football program against you guys. That's an interesting contrast and sort of approaches maybe offensively too.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We want to kind of go out and find the best teams to play, and I think it's really the only way you can elevate a program is by going out and finding the best teams to play. We certainly got a lot of respect for them. We look forward to playing them on that first game.
Another thing with the Essex Passing League here, but you have some nice, and you have Union County roots yourself. I saw Brian Sheridan out here from Union. You've got Hillside and Cranford. It's a nice mix of teams, and some teams like Pascack Valley, Kinnelon. I think so.
Kinnelon came up this
year.
Yeah,
so you've got a nice, and so you really got Hudson County with St. Peter's.
Bergen, Union, Essex. Yep.
It's amazing conglomerate of teams.
Yeah. We're proud to have the diversity here. We think all these programs are great. Coaches are all good guys on staff, and like I said, I think they're all here for the same reasons.
What about West Orange in terms of personnel? Who are a couple of the skilled kids we might look at in 2010?
We got Christian Smith, our quarterback, back. If you recall, his brother was at tight end that played for us a couple years back. He's at Yale now playing. We had some big shoes to fill at receiver. We had a transfer from Irvington, Darian Kitchens. He's coming along working for us. And Kel Benton, who started for us a lot last year at receiver. Lance Smith was a sophomore running back who started for us last year. We expect big things out of him. And our line is coming back from last year. So, we're looking forward to being able to hopefully move the ball on the ground and through the air. Defensively, doing the same things pretty much defensively, just looking to, fly to the football.
And Coach Chango, always an interesting offensive innovator.
No doubt. That's why he's here, man. That's why he's with us.
And you got a pretty good wrestler there on the line too last year. A good heavyweight wrestler.
Oh yeah, Emiliano Betancourt. He actually took a 3rd in the state. He's going to be back. He lost the year last year because of his meniscus, so not having him, kind of hurt us last year offensively. But I think he's going to be a real big, spark plug for our offense. I do.
Well, how do you see the SEC in terms of the hierarchy? What teams do you think are going to stand out on paper, looking this early now? The start of 2-a-days coming up.
Well, like you said before, I think anytime you throw in a team like Seton Hall in the mix, East Orange, Irvington, us, I think that it's going to be, one of those things where, the bottom line is it's going to be at the end. I mean, we're all going to beat up on each other, and it's going to be who's got the best record at the end, who's got the best standings at the end,
And John Fiore of Montclair might add a new type of energy there. We'll have to see what happens with the Mounties, who I hear are very young.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. They had a young line last year. I think John's going to do a great job with them. I think that their level of play is certainly going to be elevated. And I think anytime you come into league, with a new offense and a new defense, sometimes you have the opportunity to take people by surprise.
You're talking to Coach Hansen at St. Peter's. He's had quite an upheaval in his schedule with realignment in the 2nd year. But the SEC maybe one of the betterly conceived conferences in the state.
We feel that way. I mean, I think everybody in our county is real proud of this conference. I think that we're real proud of the teams in this conference. Real proud of the level of competition. I mean, it is week to week. It's a hard-hitting, physical conference that we're excited to be a part of.
And Coach, the end of last year, I know you didn't want to really talk about too much. It's behind, but you had the season end abruptly. With an incident at Livingston, whatever, everything has been. I know you had a conference at the school. Everybody got together and amended ways, and you put that behind you.
Yeah, we did. You know, the bottom line is it's the same way I've described it in the past. You know, it's certainly not something that we want to run away from, but it's certainly something I don't want to dwell on because, you know what, we've done a lot of great things as a program. Our kids have done a lot of great things collectively on and off the field, and the bottom line is, you know, it's not an indictment on either of our programs. It was an isolated incident. It was unfortunate. It's certainly something we're going to learn from, certainly something that we can't let happen again, but, you know, it's just that.
And on the bright side of the West Orange kids, athletically, in that building, in your school building, there is such an arsenal of athletic talent. It's a matter of harnessing that and just getting a good group of football players out there each fall, and they're, you know, academically ready to go, and athletically, it's there to begin with.
Yeah, I think, you know what, I think we're blessed in this conference. I think, you know, you're going to get any of these large schools in the Essex County area that have a good diversified mix of kids where you're going to put, you know, 1,900 kids in a school. You know, you got the opportunity to be good. I mean, and like you said, it's a matter of sort of harnessing all that talent together and putting together good game plans and staying healthy. You know.
Jakes are talking to Coach Ed Sadlock of Cedar Grove and Mike Cardo Bloomfield. Ed Sadlock going in their 20th year at their particular schools. It's kind of an anomaly today in Essex County football. There's not too many, and this is year what, number 7 for you? Or?
I think it's 8 or 9.
8 or 9, okay. 8 or 9. But I mean, do you think you see the climate? You'll be around for 20 years?
You know what? I got a lot of respect for those guys. I mean, I you know, the way I look at it is right now, you know, I love doing this, and I kind of take things day by day. If you know, as long as I continue to feel like this, I'll never stop doing it. I think the moment comes where I don't feel like this, where in the middle of an August night I want to be somewhere else, which I can't foresee that happening, but it could. You know, as long as I feel the way I feel, I can't see myself doing anything else.
Are you amazed by the Warren Wolves, who in their 80s want to come back and coach at Lakewood, or the Vic Paternostros, the Frank Batones, who will be 80 in January in New Providence?
Yeah, I sit on a committee with Frank, and you know, to have that level of energy for that long is really a tribute to those guys. They're amazing. You know, like I said, I couldn't even begin to sort of think that far ahead. You know, I can say if I land there, I do, but you know, who knows? Yeah.
Well, Coach John Jacob, thanks for stopping by, talking a little about football and other happenings in Essex County and beyond, and another great summer in the Essex League.
Thank you. Thanks for coming by.
John Jacob of West Orange. I'm Steve Tober.